to the Mediocre Gamecast. It's episode 6, Wednesday, April 23rd. I'm your host, Nick Houston, also known as Togos132. Joining me, Josh Dabney, also known as Beesum21, a.k.a. Desert Anomaly.
I'm crawling similar to an ant because I'm low to the earth. People's feelings get hurt when they figure out what I'm worth. Because you already know what it is.
Okay. Brad Konerman, also known as Zysmo.
What's going on? Call me SpongeBob. I'm stacking Krabby Patties. Bitch, I go to work. Do my cat daddy.
And Jacob Olsen, also known as
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. It wasn't my war. You asked me. I didn't ask you. And what I did get to do to win, and somebody wouldn't let us win.
That was the worst.
Is that
one.
good?
That was the worst out of all of them that you did
It was
before.
so forced, man.
Yeah, it was like,
Back there, I could fly a gunship. I could drive it.
See, I can't do it now.
no,
I
just say they drew first blood, like really excited.
They drew first blood. They drew.
No, I got it now.
Back there, I could fly a gunship.
I'm fucking enunciating too well.
Welcome
Wow,
to
that
the
was-
Gamecast.
Yeah, that's
Welcome
supposed to be
the
Rambo.
Gamecast. Yeah, we're back. I know it seems strange, but we are here. Now that all our schedules have fucking lined up like planets or some shit, where we can
The
actually
lunar
all be on
eclipse
at
again.
one time.
See, what happened is it was like the Disney movie Hercules, where they all lined up and the giant beam of light just hit the planet, and now we're able to get like reception on our computers, so we can like actually do it now.
So
That's
this
what
is what happened. We're all on different schedules, and we just
Or
couldn't.
back in reality.
Yeah, back in reality, aside from Olsen's stupid confusing thing,
I just imagine him sitting at a table and we're like all having a discussion, and he's just thinking that in his head, all by himself.
He's like, this sounds great. I should tell him.
we couldn't get our schedules lined up because Konerman's 5 hours behind everybody, or 6 or something. My sleep schedule was different from Olsen's, and then Dabney was just gone. I don't know where. Just crazy. So, from now on, what we're going to do, so we can continue to make it a weekly show, every Monday or Tuesday, whichever one we can get everyone on, we're going to record a podcast and release it on Wednesday. And then for the league cast, we're going to record it on either Wednesday or Thursday and release it on Friday. So there should be a new episode every Wednesday and every Friday.
Hopefully. Jinx, buy me a Coke.
All right.
Don't say hopefully. We have to stick to the schedule. We got to be professional. All right. Because we haven't existed in like a month, there should be plenty of shit to talk about. So first off, Konerman, let's go with you. What have you done in the last, 3 weeks?
I know it's gonna sound crazy, but you caught me off guard with that question.
Yeah, it's only the same question I
It's the
ask
same
him to
question
start
every
every
single
podcast.
I'm like, oh wait, he's asking me something. Yeah, okay. So I played
Damn it, let's-
League
Once.
this week, and it wasn't bad. I did better than Dabney, which is pretty normal.
Which is pretty normal.
No, haven't played too
Dabney's
many
trying
games.
to like.
Um,
Dabney's trying to remain professional. He's just like. Got his
no,
mic mute.
played some League. We played a lot of Elder Scrolls. That's what we were playing, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually played a little bit of Minecraft too, but yeah, we were playing a lot of Elder Scrolls this week. These weeks, I guess.
These weeks.
These.
These nuts.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Okay. Dabney, what have you done last 3 weeks beside not exist?
Playing a lot of League still randomly whenever I get the moment. I actually played a couple games of Titanfall, and I can't lie to you, it's pretty boring when you don't have friends to play with on there.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we've been here.
I got wreck shop familiared, and got off promptly right after that. Well, actually, I spoiled Game of Thrones for Olsen, and then I got off of...
Oh, it was so awful. I literally almost fucking unfriended you from every single fucking social network I had.
It was so funny because I don't even know why it came up, but I was like, "Oh, Olsen, have you seen the new Game of Thrones?" It was the second.
Don't spoil it for people,
I'm not
by
gonna
the way.
spoil it. It was the second episode, so everyone who's seen the second episode knows what I'm talking about. What I spoiled. But he's like, "No, I haven't watched it yet." I'm like, "Dude, you should totally watch it. It's a really good episode." And he's like, "Oh yeah." It's like I'm gonna get on and watch it tonight. I was like, "Oh, by the way, spoiler." And I said it, and he's like, are you messing with me right now? And I'm like, nope, I'm not. And then he thought I was just like fucking with him the whole time. He thought I was just kidding. And I was like so serious. I was like, no, that's what happens. And then Coleman's like, wait. He's like, Darth Vader dies in the next episode, like all this other stuff, just like fucking around. Because he thought I was messing with him too.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Then Olsen gets off. He's like, all right, I'm going to go watch the episode. And Coleman was like, so you were just messing with him, right? I was like, no, I'm serious. That's exactly what happens. He's like, oh, what the fuck? He's like, you serious? He's like, I haven't seen it either.
I was watching that episode and like
Yeah.
I knew it was coming, and not just from the feel of the show I knew it was coming, but I was like, my fucking heart was beating so hard because I was like, I hope he's lying, I hope he's lying, I hope he's lying. Because like I like what, if anybody's seen the show, I like what happened, but I don't like the way it happened. And I was so fucking mad at you. I just went to bed pouting.
It was like 12:30. I get a Facebook message. He's like, Dabney, I fucking hate you. It's like, oh, you must have just watched the episode. So that was my excitement for like the last couple of weeks. And I don't even know why I did it, because I'm never that type of person. But I was just like,
Just
you know
like-
what? I felt like just ruining Olsen's life tonight.
I feel like just acting out in the playground. I feel like throwing sand at some poor bastard's face. I'm Dabney.
Just came over and kicked down Olsen's sandcastle.
Yeah.
with these long ass slender legs.
Oh, Dabney evolved into Slender Man
Yeah.
over the last couple weeks. That's
You
where
should-
he's
What do
been.
you mean
Should
evolved? He's
upload
always
that
been.
picture to the website so people know what I'm talking about.
Dude, best Photoshop ever.
It's so terrible. I'm gonna have to redo it so it doesn't look like fucking ass.
I have the vector files if you want.
I'll do it.
Yeah, but outside of that, I've just been playing. I actually downloaded this new cell phone game. I know you don't like cell phone games, but this one's called Monster Warlord. It's kind of like I wouldn't even say Pokemon. It's more like an RPG type game. You have to like wait an amount of time so that you can get like more stamina and energy, so you can do quests and like attack other players and steal their gold and all this other stuff. But you can also capture monsters or like buy these eggs, and they like turn into like these super awesome monsters or whatever.
So they're
And,
Pokemon.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pokemon.
No, they're Digimon.
It's more of an RPG than anything. But I don't know. I mean, it's taking my time up. I don't play the other games anymore, simply because I got bored of them. It takes too long now to like upgrade one thing. It takes like 5 days now in both of my games. So I'm like, I don't really care about this game anymore. So I've been playing new cell phone games. Still stuck on that Bejeweled Blitz. If anybody ever, or has anyone ever played Bejeweled, get that one. It's awesome.
Speaking of cell phone games, I'm still carrying the fuck out of this clan I'm in Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
It's pretty real. Yeah. They need
that
me.
bad?
No, not
we'll
really.
Get to we'll get to that. We'll get to that when it's my
Oh,
turn.
we will.
No, we can't.
Oh,
get to that
Olsen's
because
like,
it's
shut up, it's my turn.
Okay,
No,
go
all right,
ahead.
it's my turn. When
Jacob
it's my
Olsen. Let's hear
Yeah,
your
Jacob-
thoughts.
Jacob Olsen,
I
Rambo,
don't
what have you
wanna-
done?
turn.
Okay, Rambo.
I was gonna do the voice, but I laughed.
He
Basically, I've been playing a lot of games, a lot of Elder Scrolls. I played, what was it? I played almost all the way through Spore, just because I was, this YouTube channel I watched played Spore, and I thought
because
it
of
was
Game
hilarious.
Grumps, just say.
Because of Game Grumps. Played a lot of Clash of Clans. Connorman's right. He is carrying me a little because he taught me how to farm in that game. So now it's a little more rewarding. But my clan pretty much hates him because he just up and spouted a bunch of racial slurs into the clan chat. So that
Well, there's a
was-
backstory behind that. There's a
Yeah.
the
reason.
backstory is not appropriate.
Tell the story because it's funny.
It is funny.
my Clash of Clans clan is basically like, because I'm going to computer school right now, and my networking class actually had, like, after we would finish lecture, my instructor would be like, all right, the night's done. If you guys want to go home, go ahead and go home. But if you want to stay and talk about Clash of Clans, you can stay. So we would stay for like a half hour to an hour after class every day and just strategize about Clash of Clans. So we made a clan, and most of my class that stayed after and was part of this clan was not only my instructor, but also a ethnic group and
They were Asian.
they were Asian.
Now,
I don't-
in my defense, I did not know that they were all Asian.
Well, you didn't, but you shouldn't say the G word and like be really super like bucktooth racist in chat in anything. But he like made the most racist remarks against Asian people
look,
that he
you're
could
missing
have.
out on the story too, man. So there's a
What?
clan that declared war against us, and literally 9 out of 10 of the guys in the other clan, their names are Asian characters. They're not even like an English name. It's all Asian characters. So I thought that I would get into role playing for once in my fucking life.
Shut the fuck up, role playing.
And I was gonna. What was the character from Gran Torino? Played by what's his face? Just like
Eastwood.
super, Clint Eastwood, like a super old senile old man that was in Vietnam and shit. So he just hated like these, the Vietnamese. And so I was like, I'm gonna role play that guy and get the clan pumped up for this clan war. So needless to say, I may have said some words that weren't exactly favorable to
Asian people.
Asian people, just to get my clan riled up, and I didn't get a response out of it.
Yeah, because
So-
they're Asian.
Because they were so damn shocked. I'm so surprised you're still in the clan, but whatever.
Maybe
They
thought
need
it was
me.
funny.
They need me.
There's no way they thought it was funny. Everybody was like, ooh, like you could feel it through the silence.
Or maybe they
The
just couldn't think of
in-game
anything
chat
witty to
log
come
silence.
But
What
yeah,
What else have you done, Olsen?
other than Clash of Clans, I've just been like binging on YouTube videos. And Dabney showed me, what's the name of that site, Dabney, that with all the TV shows or whatever?
I think that's illegal to mention it.
Oh, whatever. There's this less than legal website with Game of Thrones and all this like all these other TV shows. So I've been watching a bunch of shows off of there.
If the
I found
NSA is
out-
listening, his name is Jacob Olsen.
I don't go to this website. This is Joshua Dabney speaking. I don't do anything illegally on the internet.
But I figured out how to like my hot tub is just outside my room, and I figured out how to like hook my TV up to my computer so I can watch YouTube videos while sitting in my hot tub in like the ultimate lazy like relaxation pose. So I'll watch like six Game Grumps episodes, which each are like 12 minutes long in a row while sitting in the hot tub, and I'm just in bliss. It's amazing.
See, Dabney would just stretch his neck in through the door and just be able to watch them.
Yeah.
What?
I used to
hot
do
tub.
something like that, kind of. At my old house, I had a bathroom in my room, but there wasn't a door on it, and I arranged it so I could see my TV from my bed and also my toilet. So
What, from,
whenever
like,
I had
mirrors
to,
and stuff?
huh?
With like a mirror or like straight shot?
No, I could just see it. It was like the toilet was like facing out to the front, and then the TV was to the right of that, like up on a shelf, and then the bed was like right in front of the TV, and there was a wall between.
So you
So-
get like the red elbow spots on your knees.
Yeah, all the time. So
Feet
I just
going numb.
I'd just be like finish pooping, and then watch TV for like an hour, like on the toilet.
Just
And I'm
dry
like,
up on your butt.
just let everything just fall out of me as it came while I'm watching TV. Didn't even have to hold it in.
Circle of life, you're eating on the
It
toilet.
was super relaxing.
I was gonna talk about the dried poop, but I was like, that's probably too gross. Fucking Daddy says it.
No, just let more come out every once in a while.
Yeah,
Lube it
keep
back
it
up.
moist.
Moisturize
keep
the
them,
dry
keep
turd.
them moist. All right, now that we've
What
discussed
is
it,
wrong
everybody-
with us?
This is why we
Everybody's
only
like
have
this.
14 views on each episode.
Yeah, we're getting a fan base. we're helping ourselves out.
Worst
Something's
fan base
working.
ever. It's like, talk about shit again.
That's
you
the
done-
email we get. The first email is like, "Hey, I like when you guys talked about shit in your butt."
Yeah,
Shit in
right.
your butt.
Speaking
That's all it says.
speaking of emails, do we have any emails, Olsen?
No,
We
nobody
don't.
listens to this shit.
Nobody.
They probably like start. They're like, "Oh, this is a game podcast. I should listen to it." And they get like halfway through, and they're just like, "Ugh, disgusting," and like like just close it before it gets to like, "Please send us emails and shit." Have you done anything else, Olsen?
No, I'm done.
All right. Well, for
What about
me,
you?
I've done a lot of shit. I was since the last time we played, I was staying up all night And I was playing Diablo 3 for a long time. I got the Reaper of Souls expansion. So because I was up when everyone else was asleep, I would play that all night, like 7 hours straight, and I would listen to it's called the No Sleep Podcast, and all they do is tell like creepypasta stories. So I just play that and freak myself out with scary stories all day. And then once my schedule started getting back on track a little bit, we got Elder Scrolls Online, so we were all playing that some, and we can talk some about that after I finish saying my other shit. And played Wolf Among Us Episode 3. It's pretty good. Did you ever finish that, Olsen?
No, I still got to do it. I honestly keep forgetting about it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the episodes, because I would have forgot about it too, except when I logged on Steam, they're like, Wolf Among Us 3 came out! Or Wolf Among Us Episode 3 came out, and I'm like, oh! So I fucking went and played that. Story's getting pretty good. And what else? I started playing State of Decay, which is basically like DayZ, but single player. And it's more on like finding survivors and building like fortifications and shit, and finding supplies instead of fucking freaking out every time you see another person.
So when I was reading about that, is that eventually going to go to like massive multiplayer, or is it just single player for the alpha? Or
It's not an alpha. What game are you talking about?
I don't know. There was maybe it's a different game. There's a game under development by Sony, the actual studio who made PlanetSide 2, and it's just like that. It's like a
We have that in the
DayZ
news.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought that was in the news.
Yeah,
All
that's...
Good thing you read
Olsen,
those notes.
quit ruining everything!
What?
He's
I
just a
should really-
sad little man.
Yeah, I should really read the episode notes before I talk.
Yeah, I'm like, hey guys, here's everything we're talking about. Here's all the news and stuff we're linking to. Here's the order that it goes. Everything's set up. And then Olsen's like,
Second article. Sony Online Entertainment announces zombie-themed MMO.
Yeah.
Olsen's like, hey, did you guys hear about that zombie-themed MMO from Sony?
yeah, fuck. During the introductions, just throw
Hey,
everything out the window.
he's just trying to give us a segue. And y'all are
that's
just
the
shutting him
segue.
down.
We're not
Yeah.
finished yet.
Now that we're
segue.
talking about
No, we're not done yet.
Screw
Just
whatever
derail.
Houston's talking about.
So I was playing State of Decay. It's fun. And then aside from video game stuff, since it's been getting warm out finally, I've been doing a bunch of like camping shopping. I was like, hey, taxes back. Spend that. Okay. So I spent a bunch of money on like a tarp. I've been hanging my hammock up in the yard trying to sleep in that, but I can make it about an hour sleeping in a hammock in my yard with a tarp over me before either my dogs start barking at nothing or my dad comes outside and he's like, are you sleeping? I'm like, well, I was. I literally hear the door just slam like, are you sleeping? I'm like, I was. What? I just wanted to see if you were sleeping.
Dang, Olsen.
Like, cool. Like, that's happened literally the last, 4 days in a row. I'll try to go outside to just either sleep all night or take a nap, and either my dogs start barking as soon as I go outside, or my dad comes out and yells something really loud. So, fuck it. But I'm probably going to try to go camping in more secluded areas so I can actually sleep in my fucking hammock like I want. But yeah, that's
I think
fun.
we've all been ordering a bunch of stuff online for camping and everything. We might be working on a project to do something with outdoorsy stuff, but
Yeah,
no promises.
we're discussing plans to make aside from our video game shit, to actually make a kind of outdoor maybe review or gear review kind of thing. But that's not going to happen for a while, so never mind about that. Oh, what else? I burped. Did you hear
We
it?
burping so much. What would you eat?
I ate like
been
20
drinking.
chicken nuggets from Wendy's before this.
It's like
Hmm.
every 2 minutes you're like, more. Oh, just segue for a second.
Right before this, I went to Wendy's and I ate a Frosty, and I was like, can I get a 10-piece chicken nugget or a spicy chicken nugget? They're like, yeah, what else? I was like, another 10-piece spicy chicken nugget. So I ate a bunch of those. They were really good.
Those spicy chicken nuggets are good as fuck, though. But
Yeah, I
That's
could
off
live off
topic.
those. It's not. It's what I've done this week. I ate a bunch of spicy chicken nuggets.
I ate a ton of the spicy Funyuns. That was not fun in the toilet that night. Dude, that shit was real as fuck, man.
Funyuns are rough on you, anyways. Like the fucking volcano Funyuns are just disgusting.
It wasn't like the biggest bag, but it wasn't like a regular sized bag. It was like in between. It was like, you know how a liter bottle is? It was like that size, but for chips.
And the last thing I did, I downloaded Dark Souls 2 today, got it preloaded on Steam, so we're ready to play that on Thursday.
So you're ready to hate your life, is what you're saying.
I like Dark Souls. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I've actually succeeded in not reading or finding out a single thing about Dark Souls 2, so I get to play it without knowing anything, which is great.
So let me
Hang on,
ask
let
you
me
this.
look something up real fast.
Shut up.
When you pre-ordered it, right?
Yeah.
So with all like the promotions for pre-order, it's like get these weapons with the pre-order. Do they give you those weapons right away?
I have no idea. I'll figure
'Cause
that
that-
out when I get in the game, I guess.
That would seem like it defeats the purpose of Dark Souls. If they give you these badass weapons right away, it's like, what's the
Well,
point?
with Dark Souls, when they give you things at the beginning, they're usually not badass. Half the time, they'll just have a description and they won't even tell you what the fuck it does. Like in the last Dark Souls, there was a ring, and it's like you could pick like one item at the beginning of the game to take into the game with you, and it would be like a tiny ring. It's like, this is a tiny ring. You don't know what it does, and you just so like you're just like that, I guess, maybe. So like, I don't know how the items will work if you can just pick one or you get all of them, but I can guarantee they're probably not going to be super strong, overpowered weapons that they just give you at the beginning of the game. Probably.
I was thinking that they could be like, if they like those games are just if you pre-ordered, they're somewhere in the world, whereas if you don't have a pre-ordered copy, they're not in there somewhere. But I guess that would kind of alienate some people who aren't able to pre-order. But
Yeah. I have no idea what the items even are. I didn't even look because I don't really care. So I guess having extra items would be
Hit or
good,
miss.
but I just want to play the game. And I want to play it on PC and not fucking PlayStation 3. Because, goddamn. All the
All right, what are we
explanation that's
talking
needed.
about?
All right, into the news. First up, Amazon is making a console. That's confirmed. What's not confirmed is anything else about it.
It better not be.
Oh, it is. Amazon's making a console, and there's been some rumors flying around that they think it might be kind of like a USB stick, that all it's going to do is stream games from a cloud. Like
Ew.
PC games, maybe.
How big's a USB stick gonna be?
So it's
I have
gonna
no
be
idea.
just a ROM emulator.
for that, I was thinking it has actually
Playing
has
Sonic
like a
and
form-
shit.
Fucking, I mean, that would definitely come out. There's gonna be, if they're talking about, instead of like the Ouya, I can't even pronounce it still. Ouya, Ouya, whatever the fuck. The
Yeah.
Ouya had its own app store and its own store where you could like, that's the only place you could get the games, and they only worked with the Ouya. Whereas the Chromecast is gonna be a Android operating system done. So you're going to be able to get like access to the Google Play store. So you'll have like the N64 emulator, Super Nintendo emulator, shit like that. So that's going to be most likely on there. The problem I think,
Well, if Amazon's officially releasing it, and it can get things from the Google Play Store, and Nintendo emulators are on there, then they're probably going to run into some kind of legal issues.
Yeah.
Because Wii U has its own like classic Nintendo store or whatever it is on their consoles. So I don't know how that's going to work.
even if there are legal issues, it's Android is an operating system that's for the most part easy to develop for. That's why I can go on the App Store right now and get almost every single system up to PlayStation 2 an emulator for it on my phone right now.
For real? You can do that?
Yeah, you didn't the emulator king and you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know you could do it on your phone.
Dude, you
Dude.
can like they have fucking like I have
Pause
you
the-
I have a
pause the-
Galaxy I have a Galaxy S3, and they have kits for you to hook a PlayStation controller right up to it and play PS2 games. So, like,
Hold
Well,
on,
I'm
while
gonna
I
have to
do
get
this
that.
app store.
My phone finally became useful.
but
Would you just type emulator?
Don't look it up right
Don't
now.
look
We're
it
in the
up.
middle of a podcast. We're doing stuff right now.
This takes priority.
but like, the Android operating system it's
Holy
not open
crap.
source, but it's like
This is real.
really open to develop for. You can it's not really restrictive as the Ouya store was. So I mean, you're gonna have stuff like that, and you're gonna have because it's Amazon, because they have the capital to back it up. You're gonna have a lot more games than the Ouya did. So I think it will. It's not gonna be amazing, but I think it'll be okay.
We're going to start talking about the next topic. We're just going to be like, so, Dabney, what do you think about it? He's like, hang on, I'm saving the princess.
But
You're
yeah,
just gonna hear like Ocarina of Time like boot up in the background.
yeah, but I mean, right now, everything we've just said is basically rumor because
Yeah.
no one really knows anything about the Amazon console. They're like, oh, is it going to be its own kind of console, like a fucking PlayStation or an Xbox or whatever? Is it going to be a USB stick? Is it going to be like the Ouya or just download shit? Like, no one fucking knows. And I don't know, it's weird because Amazon, I guess they do have like a digital store for games, so...
Yeah. But I mean, with this many rumors, something has to be going on. This kind of stuff just doesn't keep popping up unless it's partially true.
Well, I mean, the console's confirmed. It
Yeah,
is coming. Just anything else about it is not confirmed.
Yeah.
I think Amazon's kind of toting it as it's going to be used as kind of like a media center too. I think that's their main goal. Is it's not going to be like Ouya where it's just for games. And I think everybody's like, oh, Amazon's releasing a console. Console means games, so it's for games. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be like a entertainment source. So
Like an Xbox?
No, I mean, like the PS3 kind of, where it was, you could make your PS3 like a media center, or an Apple TV, if, for example. I think it's going to try and get in that same realm because you have all these like Hulu, Netflix stuff. You have the Roku box, all these different Boxy Box, all these different smart TV plugins, so you can access all those streaming services. I think it's just going to be one of those that runs Android operating system.
I'm glad you know about all that kind of stuff.
Here we go, Olsen with this 10-minute explanation.
God damn it! I'm just
If you split the Ethernet cable in this particular fashion,
I liked it. Because I don't know anything about that shit.
I don't know
Especially
anything.
Apple
start-
TV
he
or
lost
whatever the
me.
fuck it's called.
He lost me after like the third or second box or whatever he was talking about.
I'm not gonna lie, I did start reading the next news story, but I'm glad he was there. I'm glad he was there to.
me, right?
I didn't mean to. It's just
Also,
like
we
when
still
Conerman
friends.
talks and I just zone out. Whenever you start going on one of these long explanations, I'm just like I just fucking
So what
zone
are
out
we
and
talking
start.
about next?
Next, there's a
H1N1.
new. There's yeah, it is
H1Z1.
whatever it's called.
The swine.
H1Z1. There's a new zombie-themed MMO coming out from Sony Online Entertainment. And that's about all that they've said so far. Is
All these rumors we got going
they're just
on.
like, hey man, there's awesome shit's coming, because PAX East just finished, the Game Developers Conference just finished, so that everyone's like, let us announce this brand new thing, but we'll talk about it later. So there's a new zombie-themed MMO coming out from Sony. And a lot of people are kind of pissed because John Smedley, the president of Sony Online Entertainment, came out recently at like one of those Ask Me Anything threads or whatever on Reddit, and he was saying, "Oh, the next MMO that we're gonna release is gonna be for all the people that played Star Wars Galaxies, because for people that don't know, anyone who's played Sony Online Entertainment games before hates Sony Online Entertainment because they'll release a game and it's fucking great, and then they just slowly fucking kill it, like over time. Sometimes not really slowly. With like Star Wars Galaxy, they killed that bitch overnight with a patch.
One patch did it in.
It was I didn't play it, but I've always read the stories about it because I played EverQuest and they killed that game, and EverQuest 2 and they killed that game, and Vanguard Saga Heroes, they murdered that game. So I'm familiar enough with Sony.
So what does that say about EverQuest next?
Who knows? We're gonna find out because it's kind of seems like they're trying to turn a new leaf, I guess, where they're like, we're listening, guys. I think they fucked up enough times that maybe they got it through their heads that they fuck games up when they just start messing with them. So hopefully these next couple games are going to be good. But back on topic of what I was saying, a lot of people were pissed because they're like, oh, this new game, it's going to be for all the Star Wars Galaxy people to come in. They're like, it's going to be your new home. It's going to be exactly what you want. And they're like, oh, fuck, what's it going to be? Is it going to be another Star Wars game? Did they get the license for it somehow? Like, are they going to bring back the servers? Because they shut that game down like a year ago or something. Like, they closed all the servers.
That was because of the Old Republic, right?
Yeah, I think they just lost the licensing for it. So they were like, are they going to fucking bring back like a classic server without the... I can't think of what the patch was called. It's like the NGA or something. I can't remember the acronym for it. So they're like, oh, are they going to release a classic server without the NGA patch and stuff? And then they're like, zombie MMO? And everyone's like, fuck you! Like there was a comic that was saying, oh, zombie MMO. It's a new home for people that played Star Wars Galaxies because they dragged its corpse around like a fucking zombie for years. So, who knows?
Ruthless.
They're saying that it's supposed to be like a hard kind of game with like focusing on survival and stuff, like DayZ in an MMO, like massively multiplayer DayZ maybe.
Yeah.
Is what
That'd
they
be
make it
pretty
sound
neat.
like.
That's what it sounds like. It's like Sony's just trying to bite off the big craze on like zombie games right now.
Yeah, there is a big craze on like survival games. You know, Fortnite's coming out. There's DayZ, Rust. All this shit has come out.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any word on when they're going to do a new update for DayZ or Rust, has there?
Well,
Not really.
DayZ does weekly updates, but most of them are just server stability stuff.
Or like a big update, like vehicles or something, because I know we're going to spend a lot of time doing that. So
They said for DayZ that within the next quarter here, they should have like shelters and persistent stuff in the world. There's going to be more foraging aspects, and instead of like going through all the houses and
Getting
I'm
a
going to
can
get
of tuna.
15 can of beans, it's going to be
1 sack of rice.
more of a survival aspect of it instead of like
that's kinda cool.
like nice food.
Like you
being
can
laid
collect
around.
berries and
there's
stuff.
not going to be specific spots that spawn stuff or like as much
Yeah.
of a level.
Well,
Okay.
kind of. They'll be like instead of because everybody right now stays around Cherno and Electro, like if they want to like control the game. Like there's gonna be spots around the map that, like a refrigerator that's sitting alongside the road that happens to have a bunch of beans in it. Caches like that.
We
that
just leave this
spawn.
refrigerator here.
It fell off a truck.
That was just an example. That's
Okay.
not something. They're not like refrigerator along such and
Well, I'm
such
glad
road.
glad you're not a game developer.
Hey guys, let's put this refrigerator here, stocked full of beans. Yeah, Jim, that sounds great.
As far as Rust, they actually just redid a bunch of stuff, like their netcode and all that kind of that jank. Basically, like
Easy.
fuck. I want to tell you, but I don't want to bore you again.
Just
So
Say
say,
they made it better.
just say it
they're-
briefly.
They're trying to make it better. It was
They removed hackers.
They lost a lot of support for their networking side, and they're rebuilding it themselves. So they're focusing on that instead of content right now. So they're getting the backbone instead of the...
So they're getting stability back, is what you're telling me.
I mean, it was pretty stable. I never had
Yeah.
stability issues.
Unless you
except
were
for-
on an official server.
Yeah,
Then you
official
could go
servers.
fuck yourself pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
You'd have active admins to enforce the rules and shit.
What I heard about this Sony one is it's going to be more of like kind of like DayZ mixed with Fortnite. So it's encouraged to team up with people and fight against like other clans, like it ends up
Yeah.
being in Rust. But still, the hardcore survival aspect of DayZ.
Yeah, they were saying specifically that they didn't want to make an easy game that's just... They said it's not going to be for everybody. Which is, traditionally in the past, SOE has a terrible reputation of taking games that filled in like a particular niche and trying to turn it into a game that pleased everybody, which just ended up ruining the game. Because they would take the game that had its own like a hardcore kind of group of players that played it, and then slowly over time, they'd get rid of all the aspects that they liked to try
Like
to
the
cater
original
to
design elements.
yeah, to try to cater to a new crowd that was already involved in some other game. Like,
Well, I think they do that.
Like, no one would want to come to, like, say, EverQuest 1, no new players because it's an old game, and at the same time, they're alienating all the old players that were there by changing the stuff they liked.
By trying to appease those.
Yeah.
I think that happens with every game, because once they have a certain fan base, they're like, okay, we've got these guys in the bag. Let's try and add some more so we can make more profit.
Well,
That's
it's
you see that
not
with every game.
It wasn't adding more. If they just added more onto the core gameplay and stuff like that, that's fine. They're like, oh, there's a new raid boss or whatever.
Well, no, they make
I'm talking
it
about
easier so they
changing
can,
it.
like, yeah.
Yeah, like an example with like the original EverQuest. There was no fast travel in that game. The way that the fast travel that you had is if you were a spellcaster, you had a spell called Gate, which would take you to wherever you bound yourself, which was like where you would spawn when you died.
Okay.
So you could gate to wherever you bound yourself, or you could pay a druid or wizard to port you to certain places. So, like, that was a whole economy, was people would, like, make druids or wizards specifically to be able to make money from teleporting people. And then with an expansion, they were like, fast travel! And it was like, well, there's half the economy dead. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it was weird. And then, like, with Star Wars, they released that NGA, which I can't even tell you everything that happened, but apparently, like, they fucking destroyed the economy, they destroyed the class system, they really fucking killed the game.
They just
How do you
nerf
do that
everything?
in one patch? That's crazy.
I don't know. It was like I said, I didn't play the game, so I don't know all the details, so I may have this wrong, but apparently, like, you could be a Jedi in that game, but it was really, really hard to become one. Like, I guess it should be. And then, like, with the new game, they just made it so, like, you could fucking get one, like, off the bat, and they changed it with the economy. I don't know. If you're really interested in it, just go look it up, because I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos and stuff of people fucking swearing that Sony is the worst company ever. And then another game they had that I was really interested in was Vanguard Saga of Heroes, because,
Why does that sound so familiar?
well, the guy named Brad McQuaid, who was the original developer of, like,
Sounds like an
EverQuest.
action hero.
Yeah.
Brad McQuaid.
But he was the original developer for EverQuest, and he worked at Sony, and then he left Sony to make his own company and make his own game that got back to the roots of EverQuest. So I was following the development of, like, that game for 4 years. Like, I was really active in the forums. Like, I talked to people, and they're like, yeah, fucking this game's gonna be great. It's gonna be everything we wanted. And then fucking Sony bought that game. Like, and literally half the fucking like community left overnight when they bought the game, just because they're like, oh well, Sony got a hold of it, now they're gonna fucking ruin it. And sure enough, they released it way too early, and it was super buggy, and everything was fucking broken, and they never fixed it.
What game?
Vanguard Saga of
Oh,
Heroes.
Vanguard.
Yeah, so they released the game super early. They fucking never ever like patched the games. Like, if I did play it like on day one, I could play it on day one and play it today, and almost nothing has changed. Like, no bugs have been fixed. Like, they pretty much bought the game, released it way too early, and then fucking abandoned it off the bat. And they just killed the game.
So real quick, opinion piece. I just had a fucking great idea when I went and took a piss just now. Like, so when somebody launches like a Star Wars MMO and you have the option of becoming a Jedi, they should map it so like your public IP address hits them for the first time and it registers you as having touched their servers. It either it has like a chance of giving you a metachlorian count. So it's like random whether you can become a Jedi or not, and if you have the ability to even become a Jedi. Does that sound cool or dumb?
There was a game that
hold
did
on.
that.
It would sound cool, except that people can change their IPs, and they probably just keep doing it until they got what they want.
True, but I mean, how many I mean, yeah, a lot of MMO players know how to do that, but like
I
who
mean,
would actually go through the hassle
The
of doing that?
min-maxers. The
Yeah,
people who
a
are
lot
trying
of. I'm sure a lot of
Yeah.
people would. Like, especially people
And
like,
plus,
all right, this
how
game's
much
going to be my
fun-
second life now, where all I'm going to do is play this
Yeah.
game and min-max.
and they would
like,
buy accounts that had that kind of shit too.
Yeah, and there'd be fucking guilds that were like, you couldn't get in unless you had a certain Metachlorian encounter with some shit. So, like, people would have some kind of incentive to fucking proxy or change their IP somehow.
I know what you're talking about, though. It would be a cool idea if it worked as intended.
Yeah, if it worked as intended, it would be cool, but it wouldn't work
Unless
as
you were that guy that got, like, no fucking... Like, just the shittiest end of the stick, and you're just, like, some fucking peon.
It's like one.
Well, then
Yeah.
you become a bounty hunter.
You're the guy in the bar
You're
that gets shot.
You're a fucking dirt farmer. You're just relegated to that position
Yeah, you're
because
just
you don't know
like-
how to change your IP.
Your single role in the entire game is to run
just to
a
get
moisture
shit
farm.
on.
Like, just buy new droids for a moisture evaporator.
Yeah, and fucking constantly get raided by sand people and they kill your family.
So
leave you alive.
You're only
So every day you're just like, wow!
Why is my Metachlorian so low?
whenever you talk to somebody, your only dialogue piece is like, "Do you speak Bocce?" Maybe that was too nerdy. But I don't
That's
know.
what Spock speaks, right?
No.
Great success.
Great success.
All right. Well, I think we got off topic enough from Sony.
Yeah.
That's probably my fault because I fucking hate Sony and I want these games to be good so bad, but they've got such a terrible history of fucking
You know what
everything
I've
up.
noticed? Like, every time we review a gaming company, we always have negative shit to say about them. I don't think we've ever
Well,
said
they
a good...
shouldn't
Like,
suck so bad.
seriously, I guess maybe we should try and find some more positive stories every once in a while. Because literally, like, every story that we've covered has just been like, "Man, this fucking company sucks."
I
hate
like
it."
Amazon.
Okay, well, then all right, let's go.
I like Steam.
Yeah, I like Steam. I like Amazon. I like there's some other companies. I just can't think of the name. Who made fucking Black and White? What's their company? Lionhead Studios.
Ooh,
I like
I
them.
like that game.
Oh, Black and White. That was a classic.
Yeah, I like them.
Oh, classic.
With me and Houston, it's funny you say that because you're like, yeah, me and Houston are talking about things like, yeah, Lionhead Studios was like the greatest fucking
Yeah,
company
like,
ever.
remember
Black
Black
and White
and-
was so fun. And then I'm like, maybe it's on Origin. EA did publish it, and it wasn't there, and we're like, fuck Origin, you piece of shit, EA.
Yeah, we're like,
God
of course
damn.
one of the fucking only good games I have published isn't on here, you piece of shit. And then we're like, fuck Lionhead Studios. Why'd they abandon Black and White and make shitty Fable all the fucking time? Like,
Just turned on him like that.
I'm like, fuck you. Can't even get it. So- all right, next story. There are good companies, though. Maybe not SOE, maybe it will be, but next story. Multiplayer is coming to Goat Simulator. Bam.
Can't wait.
Bomb dropped. People
That's-
disintegrating all around it.
It's just gonna be a really good, like, what do we want to play? I don't know. So
Goat
let's play
Sim?
Goat Simulator, and that's when we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. It seems like
I'm gonna.
it's as is. They're not gonna fix it. I mean not
Well,
fix it,
that's
but
the
like,
point of the game.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
basically like, it has bugs, but we left them in because they're hilarious. It's like what's on the fucking notes of the game.
yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be just it's a short-lived high, but it'll still be fun.
Yeah. That's the only reason I haven't got the game, because we all need to fucking get it together when multiplayer is out to all laugh together. Because if I played it now by myself, like by the
You'd
time the
spoil
multiplayer
everything.
came out, well, I mean,
so
there's nothing to
bored.
fucking spoil. But once the multiplayer came out, I'd probably be done with that game.
Yeah.
It's like what was that game on Steam that we were fucking talking about the other day? The tabletop simulator.
Yeah,
Where
That's
it's like
the
you can
best
play
game
yeah, you
ever.
can play fucking checkers or chess or whatever, but you not only have control of the pieces, like all the pieces, including the other person's pieces on the board, you have control of the table, so you can just flip the fucking table over.
That's awesome.
Like they show like it starts out like the trailer's like a really legit like chess game where they're moving really like linear lines, and all of a sudden you see the other guy pick up his piece and like knock over half the other guy's shit, and then flip the table.
The other guy fucking sees his stuff knocked over, so he just flips the fucking table and there's like 4 people playing on the same thing, and they're literally just throwing shit at each other and fucking picking the table up. Like, what is the point of that game besides just fucking like laugh at it 5 times before you get bored of it?
It would be fun though.
Yeah, I'll probably get it.
Yeah, I'll probably get it too.
I'll just be like, all right, let's play checkers. Like, find the one person who's taking the game seriously and then fuck it up for him.
Yeah, that'd be the best
Come
part.
on,
Is to find
guys.
like someone really
Come on,
good,
guys.
They're just standing there. You're like tossing the table at him, hitting him in the face.
like right before he wins, you just throw it in his face.
All
It's a bait and switch.
Yeah, that's totally what that means.
It's close enough.
Those analogies.
The bait and
Also in the news,
Good segue.
Adrian.
there's a possible revival
Adrian.
of Rock Band and Dance Central on the PlayStation 4. Bam.
I cannot tell you how excited I am about Rock Band. Not gonna lie.
And
Rock Band was fun.
I can't remember if it was PAX or GDC, where Harmonix basically said, we got big plans for Rock Band and Dance Central on the PlayStation 4. And it was like, yeah, fuck, we're coming back. So, that's great.
Honestly, I could give 2 shits about Dance Central. Though.
Yeah, I don't know
Never
anything
played
about
that.
Dance
Don't know anything about Dance Central. Rock Band, though? Rock
Yeah.
Band, though? Rock Band, though?
I'm downtown Funky Brown with some Rock
All right, so
Band.
Josh, I got a question for you. Does your fiance play video games?
She actually played Rock Band and stuff like that.
Okay, well that's what I was getting at, because like a lot of chicks like games like Rock Band and shit like that. That's why I was wondering.
That's a guitar? You're like,
That's
yeah,
a guitar.
sure.
I can play it. Oh my
It's
god!
a guitar controller. They're like, I got like a real fucking guitar.
Look at me
It's like-
thrashing these like wicked ass guitars.
They're like on easy, missing half the buttons. I bet I can fucking play a real guitar now. You're like,
No, this controller doesn't work right.
So it doesn't work right.
Let me try those drums over there.
Oh,
those,
you're
you gotta
playing
hit
on the
those.
drums? Let me try to sit in your lap real quick while you're playing the drums.
Like, get out of the way.
Get out of here, bitch! And that's how I imagine Dabney plays Rock Band with his fiance.
He just lifts his long ass neck up over her, so he can look over.
I just imagine his like neck stretching out and like over her head, and then he like
It just
kisses her
wraps
on the
around
like
her.
opposite side of her cheek, like away from his body.
Straight
She's
up
just
like a constrictor snake, just like wraps around her neck. Like, can't touch this, can't touch this.
just wraps around her and bangs her.
So, God damn it, I'm trying to be serious.
Me too.
so, so I think games like this, like Rock Band, kind of come and go. The thing that makes them come and go is their revolutions and like or innovations, I guess you could call it. So first you have like the hardcore tabletop simulators, scratching and stuff like that, and then Dance Dance Revolution came around after it came from arcades and stuff like that. And then you get, not Rock Band, Guitar Hero, which introduced the guitar, so that's a new revolution. Then Rock Band came along and it was party play, so you could play drums, sing, whatever. Then, what was it, DJ Hero.
Which was great.
Oh, yeah, we played the shit out of DJ Hero and DJ Hero 2. And
Wub, wub, wub.
because that was, that was different. What are they going to do different now to capture those people again? Because if, they're like, hey, we're coming out with Rock Band again, go ahead and buy $250 worth of stuff.
I don't think it's
Nobody's gonna do
necessarily that they have to introduce something new. I think they had to introduce something new because the market was flooded with that shit. Like, it was fucking Guitar Hero and DJ Hero and fucking Rock Band, and then there was like Band something. Like, there was all this shit all coming out at the same time that all used like a fucking band peripherals, and people were just like, I only need one.
Yeah.
Really? So they'd either get Guitar Hero or Rock Band or whatever. Unless you were us and we had like a fucking collection hung up on the wall and shit. So
Like they were real guitars for some reason.
So
we didn't have real guitars hung on the wall. We hit our Rock Band guitar hung on the wall.
It's like with first person shooters where they used to be all fucking World War II, and then people were like, can we do something that's not World War II? So then they switched to like Modern Warfare, and now the market's flooded with fucking Modern Warfare shit, and no one makes World War II shooters anymore. So they're probably going to start fucking coming back eventually when people are like, World War II was cool. Well, I guess not cool. A lot of people died. But you know what? It's good. It's good subjects for games, I guess. It's an interesting
I could still
period.
sit down and watch a History Channel documentary on World War II.
Yeah. Maybe cool's not the right word, but you know what I mean. And I think that's really what happened with fucking Rock Band and stuff, is there were basically too many were getting released too fast, and people kind of got sick of them, and business started going down, so they just were like, business starting to go down, it's not worth it to keep making this game, let's stop. And now that people are like, you know, Rock Band was fun, and that no one's fucking making any anymore, so like, why don't we release another Rock Band? I think that's all that's happening.
And I mean, even from this picture of it on the Game Informer website, it looks like you're going to have a piano or something. Like you see the one that's all the way on the right side?
Well, they had a keyboard in the other ones.
Like,
I don't remember a keyboard.
Think of the last generation of these games that came out. They were all on either PS3 or 360. And the first, like, when the first Rock Band came out and was huge, you bought all the peripherals, and it worked with Rock Band 2, Rock Band Beatles, all that kind of... Or was that Guitar Hero Beatles?
I think it was Rock Band.
Either way.
I think it was Rock Band. Anyway, like those peripherals worked with those other games. You can even use, I think you could use a Guitar Hero guitar on Rock Band, or maybe it was the other way around.
I think it was the other way around.
I think you could use them either way, but the Guitar Hero controller had less buttons than the Rock Band controller, so it didn't quite work that well.
But anyway, like you had those peripherals already. I don't think people are gonna go out and buy new peripherals. I know I'm not. Even though I'm excited for Rock Band, I'll be more excited to be like, "Hey, do you got Rock Band at your house?" "Yeah, I got everything." "Okay, I'm coming over to play some fucking Rock Band." But I'm not gonna go out and get, you know, four guitars and a mic and
when was
piano
the last,
now. Apparently,
when was the last time a Rock Band game came out, or Guitar Hero? It's been a while.
That's the point, though, is nobody has that shit. I threw
but
away
there's
all
also
my stuff.
Well, there's also a whole new fucking generation of people that maybe haven't played Rock Band now that are now old enough to do it. And, you know, fucking if, like, a family has fucking 4 kids or some shit, and they're like, we need a game that everybody can play, why don't we get fucking Rock Band or some shit? Because then everybody can fucking play Rock Band, and they haven't experienced it yet.
I see your point, but I don't.
Or there's people like me that are like, Rock Band's fucking awesome, and it's probably going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
I think Rock Band's like a super awesome party game.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like the best party game.
It's always fun when you have a group of people over to play Rock Band.
Yeah.
That or Mario Party.
I mean, it came out too when we all lived together, so I mean that made it really easy. Like, you buy the guitar, you buy the fucking drums, you buy the whatever.
Remember when I bought that really
drums.
nice drum set, and then we fucked it up?
We broke it right away.
Broke the pedal or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, I broke the pedal, and then I bought a new one, and then you broke it. We're like, all right, I guess we're done playing this game.
Yeah, because all we wanted to do was play drums, because that was like the most realistic thing on the fucking thing. And then we kept breaking the drum set. We were like, fuck it! So that happened. And then no one would sing because we're all terrible at it.
I think it's going to be hard for them to come back, but that's just like my opinion, man.
I think there's enough people that have nostalgia for the game that are going to be interested in getting another Rock Band, even if it's just the same thing with new songs. And I think there's enough people that maybe haven't played it yet that there's enough new interest. I think there's been a long enough period where there's going to be a new kind of generation of people that might want to get Rock Band.
Connorman, would you buy a peripheral right now?
Connorman, it's not fair to ask Connorman.
I'm going to ask Dabney, too.
You're asking...
Okay,
what,
like, specify peripheral.
But hold on, before you do it, I just want to clarify that Connorman doesn't play any games aside from League of Legends and sometimes things that we buy, and Dabney refuses to buy anything. Those are the worst people to ask, and that's a loaded question to ask both of them, you fucker.
That is a loaded question to ask me.
Well,
again,
that's not necessarily
first of all,
true.
I'm probably not even going to get a console, so obviously I wouldn't buy the game.
I'm a super impulsive buyer, though, too. Like, I'll just be like, oh, I want to play this game, and I don't fucking mind spending a few $100s, like, to go and do something.
Yeah,
I just
but
like it. I have to make it up in my mind. What's the question again? What kind of peripherals would I have to buy?
if you were by yourself,
guitar.
you probably wouldn't get it. If we were all living together and we're like, hey,
Yeah.
why don't you chip in so we can all get Rock Band, you probably would.
See,
So-
I would do that.
Yeah.
Because if you guys already had the system and you guys are like, hey, we're going to get Rock Band, you mind getting like $50 worth of like a guitar or whatever? I'm like,
Yo.
yeah, sure, that's fine.
Josh the Slayer Dabney, go get a guitar, bro. We can fucking rock out, man.
Yeah, but when you ask both the two people who are notorious for not getting games, like playing any games, then what the fuck do you think they're gonna say?
Yeah.
I suppose it was a bad question.
Yeah, you're terrible. Why don't you just go fuck yourself?
Fuck yourself.
Okay.
So, yes, I would play the new Rock Band if someone had it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think everybody would.
I mean, I would play fucking Mario Party if somebody had it, but I wouldn't buy it. So, I guess it's a we'll see kind of thing. I think it'll
How's
be
that
good.
Wii working out for you,
I think it
Olsen?
will, too.
What? I use my Wii as a scale. I check my weight on Wii Fit, and then I turn it off.
Good console. Oh God. All right.
So, did you guys hear real quick? You said the Wii, and I hope Worthy hears this. But like, there's big news out there. Like, the Wii U has been out as long as the Dreamcast has, and before
You
it was
mean
canceled.
the Wii or the Wii U?
The Wii U? Didn't I say Wii U?
I said Wii, but okay.
Sorry,
continue.
the Wii U has been out as long as the Dreamcast had, and before the Dreamcast was canceled, and the Dreamcast sold twice as much as the Wii U has today. And it's crazy to
Money
think about.
or consoles?
I think of money.
How does that even make sense with inflation?
They sold way more Dreamcasts than they did Wii U's, and for some reason,
It's not like
Nintendo's
they
still
fucking
hanging
sold
onto the Wii U.
Dreamcast in the 1930s or some shit. Like inflation's
got my
bad, but
Dreamcast
it's
for
that
$2.
bad.
Selling that shit for cattle and shit.
Trading
I
pelts.
got my Dreamcast for 25 cents down at the Wally World. Down at the
Trade in some
Piggly
of these
Wiggly.
squirrel pelts, rabbit's feet.
I don't think Rabbit's Feet was ever. Whatever.
I sold some of my teeth down to the local mortician.
I
get
sold
the
one of my
Dreamcast.
testicles.
Play
I
that
sold-
Sonic.
I sold my daughter down to the coroner's office.
All right. Next news.
Okay, hold on. Before we go up, did you guys ever? When I went up to visit Worthy, he showed me a picture. It was like some news thing, like a couple months ago, where it was like, they've got so many new consoles at like GameStops that they're just stacking them in the bathroom or some shit. And he showed me the picture, and it was all fucking Wii's and Wii U's and 3DS's. I was like, it looks like just Nintendo stuff is stuck in the bathroom. He's like, shut the fuck up! He got so mad. He's our friend's a Nintendo fanboy, if anyone can't tell.
A blinded, delusional Nintendo fanboy.
Easy,
He
man.
can't see the light that it's a shitty system.
Jesus.
Okay, anyway.
Relax, man.
Yeah, that was a little rough. I
Yeah.
love my Worthy. But-
Sometime I'd like to be like, hey, Worthy, we made a podcast. And I don't want him to be like, all right, let me listen to it. And we're just like, Worthy's a fucking idiot. There's something. He's like, cool, guys. But anyway, also on the news, Project Cars, which we can talk about some, will have Morpheus support. And Morpheus is the PlayStation's version, or I guess take on virtual reality. It's like the Oculus Rift, but PlayStation. How's that sound?
That's
It
fucking
sounds-
amazing.
All right. So for people that don't know what Project
Until
Cars
Facebook
is,
buys
imagine Gran Turismo and Forza, but not fucked up. Is
Just
what it looks
imagine
like to me.
walking outside and driving around in some badass cars. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then imagine Mark Zuckerberg stepping out of those cars because he buys it.
Yeah, because
This ain't Oculus.
yeah, it's not Oculus Rift. It's supported by the Oculus Rift, which they announced that like last year. That they're like, yeah, it's gonna be on the Oculus Rift or have support for the Oculus Rift, and now they're like, yeah, Project Cars is going to have support for the Morpheus. It's basically on fucking every console. It's like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Wii U, PC, Oculus Sport, Morpheus Sport. They're basically getting it on fucking everything they can, apparently. So it's just a kind of car simulator or a racing simulator, but it looks good. Like, if you like Gran Turismo or Forza, like me and Olsen both played Gran Turismo, maybe you know it hasn't been great recently. They still have like the same fucking sound effects from PlayStation 2 and shit, where it's like super digitized and shit. And it's kind of...
They lost focus after Gran Turismo 4.
Yeah, and it's kind of not good. And then Forza is apparently... I haven't played Forza, but apparently the new one's like bogged down with fucking menus and buying shit, microtransactions, whatever they're called. So
I think this game was one of the games that we have like... I have actually like been really interested. I haven't really been much of a racing game type of guy. Like I always played the Gran Turismos and stuff, but you guys have always been really big. Well, yeah, I mean I played it, but I followed Gran Turismo a little bit more. And in this game, like I've been watching it, I'm just like, man, this looks like a really cool game. So I don't know. I'm not a huge racing guy, and this one like kind of gets me excited about it.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a good sense of speed that I like. The fucking cars look great. Like the fucking environments could use some work, but it is still pre-alpha, Olsen. I know you fucking hate. You're like, the way the dirt looks is shitty, but
I'm just being overly
When
critical
I'm going
of...
217 miles an hour, that flake of dirt's gonna fuck me up.
that rock on the road isn't vibrating in sync with the engine.
Why are we excited about this? The reason we're excited about this, though, is because the Oculus Rift and the Morpheus will add another level of immersion, and it'll actually make... If anybody's played racing games before, it makes it easier to play if you can actually look in the direction that you're traveling.
Yeah, having that static field of view is kind of a fucking bane of racing games, because, like, if you're driving an actual car, you look where you're gonna turn. And in racing games, you have this fucking static field of view where you're always looking ahead, or you have, like, a third-person camera behind the car, and you're just looking straight, and you can't see what you're necessarily turning into. So, for racing games, you may be turning into another car. Usually there's like a blinker or something coming up, or if you don't know the track that well, you might be turning too sharply into a corner, you're not hitting the apex and stuff that you want. And even on games like fucking Euro Truck, which I play a lot for some reason, I still don't know why, but I do, then...
It's fun.
Yeah, when you have to stop at a fucking intersection, I have to like climb up over my fucking racing wheel to my mouse and keyboard and turn with my mouse and then fucking hit the home button really fast so I'm not fucked up where I'm looking, and then drive and hope no other cars are coming before I fucking come so nothing runs into me or I don't run into anything. So with the Morpheus and the Oculus Rift, it's going to be great to be able to have that fucking head tracking. I'm excited.
I think what you're talking about, like how when you're driving and you want to look to the side and everything, like Battlefield tried to do that with all of their vehicles, like their Jeep. But it just fucks me up when I try and drive like the Jeep, because I'll turn to the side and I'll like not see what's in front of me.
There's huge repercussions in Battlefield too. Like if you're driving as fast as you can and you look to the side, you'll hit a pillar and your Jeep blows up with everything in it, everyone in it, and you fucking kill your whole team. That shit happens all the time.
Then you're just like,
Just
like,
trying to
what'd
play
you
it off.
run
I
in that
meant to
mine,
do
you fucking
that.
idiot? We pinged it for you and shit. And you're just like, fuck you. That's Battlefield. Yeah, Project Cars look great, and it's really good that they're fucking gonna have support for pretty much everything. I'm really excited to play it on PC, which is the best. So, and also, because we mentioned it, let's talk about the Morpheus a little bit. They unveiled it at the Game Developers Conference. There's like a whole hour-long video of them talking about it. I can't think of the guy's name. He's super Asian. And he's just like, oh, Sony is release Project Morpheus.
It's racist.
No, it's not. I saw fucking Karate Kid.
That makes it okay.
But they were talking. They were kind of going over the history. Like they had or they tried they've been working on it for like a long time, like at least 5 years, I think they were saying, and they had tests of like a kind of God of War game that they were planning to release on PlayStation 3 maybe, where they made demos for this, and they've kind of refined it over the years, and finally they've come up with their or at least a prototype that they're willing to show the public, and so they unveiled it at the Game Developers Conference, and it looks really sleek, you know. It looks like something that it's not fucking weird. Like it's something
honestly,
that could fit on your head, and it doesn't make you look like a fucking alien or a retard.
When I first saw it, I thought it was gonna be just kind of showy and not be like, basically be a gyroscope enabled, you know, head screen where you wear over your eyes. But it actually has really comparable performance to the newer version of Oculus Rift. So it actually is, even in its prototype state, which almost looks finished, but that's just because Sony has money for days. But like, it's a good system, and it's going to be definitely competitive. And I think they got a huge boost when Oculus got acquired by Facebook.
Yeah, and it's weird because usually companies don't mention ideas that they get from other companies, but they actually were mentioning, they're like, yeah, we've been working on this for a long time, but we never really thought we had the support for it, but we saw the support people have given to Oculus and shit like that, so that gave us, more of a reason to kind of look into our version of virtual reality more and get this thing going. They're basically acknowledging that the success from Oculus is what fueled their, I don't know if ability is the right word, but
Their desire.
not necessarily desire, fueled their, I don't know the word. It made
Innovation.
them motivation. Let's go with that. So
Innovation.
innovation, whatever. No, innovation.
Retardation?
I can't think of a good word. I'm not a fucking thesaurus. It made them ready to commit.
Pronounced the source.
Let me say what I'm saying. It made them ready to commit themselves further to the VR technology. How's that?
Yeah.
I'm downtown Funky Brown with it.
So basically, they're like, so now we think it's the time to unveil the fucking Morpheus. We've been working on it a long time. And if you watch the whole video, like just them unveiling it, and it is the Game Developers Conference that they did it on, so they do go a lot into the technical details and stuff. You know, they talk about any kind of delay in the visuals and how they've been trying to fix that, and like how important sound is, so it needs to be worn with fucking headphones and things like that. It's going to kind of use the PlayStation Move and the PlayStation Camera to help with depth of field and like hand motions and things like that. And it seems like they had all their bases covered. Like I watched a video and I didn't leave going like, well, what about this and what about that and how are they going to fix this? Like they pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
So it seems like they fucking know what they're doing, and it's not going to be some shitty knockoff VR that was rushed to the store in the hopes of making a quick buck. It seems like it's actually going to be useful and used.
Sounds interesting. I'm down with it. Anything but Oculus Rift.
Why do you not want the Oculus?
Because of Facebook, dude. I'm not playing Farm Simulator on a virtual reality. Not picking corn for hours on
You don't want to look at Facebook in 3 dimensions?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to look at Facebook, people's profiles in 3 dimensions.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh my god,
This is the
selfie!
only-
Like her ass is just popping out of the picture.
This is the only thing is because it is a peripheral for the PlayStation, then it's going to be limited to PlayStation games and people that are developing for the PlayStation 4. And the Oculus is probably going to have an edge up because it's its own standalone thing that kind of just can plug into any PC. And on the PC, anybody can fucking develop basically for the Oculus for, not very much money. You can buy a development kit right now for like, what is it, $300 or $400?
$300.
Yeah, so you can buy a development kit for the Oculus for $300, and you can just make a game for it if you want. Where the PlayStation 4, you're going to probably be limited to the PlayStation 4 hardware, and it might kind of even itself out because PlayStation 4 is trying to get like indie game support on their console. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, so we'll kind of see, because I think the Oculus is going to be more popular, but the Morpheus does have a a huge company
It's
backing it.
Octodad or whatever that game is called.
Well, I was going to say the Morpheus has a huge company backing it, but now that PlayStation bought the Facebook bought the Oculus, I guess they have a huge company backing them too. So I have no idea what the fuck is going to happen or which one's going to sell more or do better. They seem really comparable, though, as far as specs go.
I'll probably get whichever one comes out first.
Oh,
So-
goodness, Olsen. Way to sell out.
Gotta get my Minecraft on.
Well, if you get the Morpheus, you also have to buy a PlayStation 4.
That's okay. I'm gonna get it with Destiny. I'm gonna get a PlayStation for Destiny, so I'll have one by the time it comes out.
I need to get
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I want to play it.
What would you do
Forgot
if
about
they said
Destiny.
that Facebook bought Destiny?
You
It's
have
the
to
dumbest
fucking.
hypothetical scenario
You have
I've
to have
ever
a
heard.
Facebook account just to
You have to have a
Yeah.
Facebook
Yeah.
account, and you can only do like one action per day, and then you have to fucking buy like Destiny coins or something to do more shit.
Gems.
Honestly though, like I'll go to like a website and it's like, you wanna see our cool stuff? Log in with Facebook, and I'll just close it. It's too
I do
much
the
of a
same
fucking
thing.
hassle. I
Okay.
have a Facebook account, and it'd be so easy to put my information in there, but I just don't. Goddamn corporations.
Goddamn
Just
corporations,
corporations, man.
They drew first
They
blood.
do first-
Well, I think that covers it for the Gamecast. We don't have a special segment today because they're fucking stupid and I don't like them. So how's that?
I thought you were talking
And
about
an
us.
hour
I was
and
like,
10
yeah,
minutes
that's
of
harsh,
worth of
man.
Topics.
Well, you guys too, but I was talking about the special segments. I'm
Ah,
trying to come up with something else. I keep listening to other Gamecasts and they're like, "Oh, what did everyone do today?" And then news and then fucking like viewer emails. But we don't have any emails, so we had to fucking occupy that time with something else. So I'm like, maybe we should just have more news or something until people start emailing us. This is the plug for emails if you can't tell. Send us emails at mediocregamecast@gmail.com. All we have right now is people from iTunes being like, "We're fucking iTunes. We're stupid. Your podcast isn't on iTunes anymore. Do you want it back on there?" Blah, 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 blah. Did you fix that yet, by the way?
I think that's
Yeah,
because
by the
Olsen's a
way.
racist and they don't like him.
Yeah, that's true.
No. I talked to Anna Roop. That's my dog over at Apple. He helped me get it back on.
So it is back on iTunes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Anna Roop.
That's the
got
guy's
it
name. I
back
saw
on.
it.
Straight out of Dolly.
No, I swear to God, it's Anna Roop, and like, I could go on about outsourcing.
He's probably from
but I'm
like
not gonna do
South
that right
Carolina or something like that.
now.
Yeah, he's probably like living in California.
No, like Anna Roop started helping me. He's like, describe my problem. He's like, I can't help you with that. Talk to Mike. And Mike helped me fix my problem. Or no, Nick. Sorry. And then I
You're
got
welcome.
sent back to Anna Roop, and then it was good to go. But we're back on the gaming, actually in a gaming category now.
Yeah, we're no longer under fucking technology and podcasting. We're now under gaming. Thank God. So now that's solved. Fucking Apple. Jesus Christ. Everything
Nah.
they do is fucking stupid. I hate
It was
Apple.
my fault.
No,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
Apple's fault.
Apple.
Yeah,
Apple,
Apple.
damn it.
So anyway, email us. Anything. You can ask us anything. Doesn't even have to be game related. Just email us stuff, questions. We'll talk about what you say. You could be famous.
Hell, Facebook messages. You know all of our names.
Find us on Facebook. Well, actually, we're not on Facebook as a Gamecast. You can follow me on YouTube, Tugos132. I make league videos. Haven't made one in a while because my internet sucks and it literally takes like 10 hours to upload a video. And I can't use the internet during that 10 hours. So I'm just like, fuck that kind of. But I'm still on there. And once I fucking
That's all that counts.
move and have some good internet, we're going to start a fucking little gaming channel, like a Let's Play channel, me and Olsen. And we'll start streaming and shit like that. So there's lots of stuff to look forward to.
So you say.
Yeah, so I say. And what I
Fast
say is
times
true.
at Minneapolis High.
What I
It's gonna
say
happen.
happens. What?
I got fucking blueprints for our gaming studio all drawn up.
Yeah, we getting serious. You better get serious listening. Some serious watching is gonna happen.
You're gonna need
We're
to
gonna-
get some of that money drawn up so you can pay for it.
I got
I'm
credit
saving.
for days.
Plastic money for days.
Plastic, plastic, plastic.
Plastic, all I see around me is money.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. We're gonna try really hard, even if someone doesn't show up that night. to fucking get a podcast out every Wednesday and every Friday. So look forward to that. Remember to email us. Remember to email us. Remember to email us.